So let's have a little chat about charm casting. Now what I've got here, these are very, very old, and these were right back in the 1940s and 50s, and they used to call them fortune-telling charms. Some people referred to them as cake charms, some people call them tea charms. And what they used to do with these little beauties was they would take the charm, wrap it up in a little bit of parchment and place it in a cake. Or they would tie a little bit of string to it and they would place them under a cake with string hanging off it. And so you can see from the picture there. And the person would pull the charm out, and whatever charm they got, that would be their fortune. And it was done on various events. A lot of them were done for weddings, and they would have all sorts of good luck charms like bells and hearts and crosses and things like that, and horseshoes for good luck for weddings and many blessings. Or they could use them at New Year's Eve festivals, Christmas festivals, all sorts of types of celebrations that they used to use charms for. These, I have a few sets of these, and they are just gorgeous and very detailed. This one here, it's actually movable. It's the little cannon and the little shovel, and they had the handbags and the frying pan. He's so cute. He's a tiny, tiny little owl. So for wisdom and knowledge. And had the thimble. And they would come with this very fragile, a little bit of paper, and it would have just the meanings of what each charm was in the kit. So fast forward to modern day charm casting. So modern day charm casting, and I have two kits in this particular swan bowl. And so modern day charm casting, where the old ones were quite often made of lead, and so we don't make them out of lead anymore. They're made of just all sorts of metal that is non-corrosive and so on. So it's not harmful like lead anymore. So we don't advise to wrap them and put them in cakes in hot ovens. I'm not sure of the melting point of this particular metals. Not something that I would want to try. You can, however, tie string on them and place them under the cakes, which I have done for different tea party events that I've had here. And it's been wonderful, and all the ladies have pulled a charm out for a lady's birthday, and it was really lots of fun. So charm casting, you cast your charms, you can place them out at random. Lots of people ask, oh, but if they're upside down, Karen, does that mean you have the negative meaning of them? No, you just flip them upside down, because some days you might have every single charm land upside down. They're just inanimate objects, so you don't have to fear about charms landing upside down. We can use them in random throws like this. You can use them with casting sheets. You can even use them like you would perhaps a card reading spread. And there's lots of popular spreads, and you might say, okay, I'm going to do a box of 9. And you would simply go through and pick out one at a time, place it in your box of 9 layout. And so I'm going in 3 rows of 3, and one more. And you would then read it exactly the same way that you would a card reading spread, as in a box of 9. And there's so many ways you can read these boxes. You can read them as past, present, future, desires, current, undercurrent. You can look at your 4 corners, you look at what your inner cross is, you can look at your central point and so on. There's so many varieties, and each one's personal and what you prefer. So charm casting, I sell kits of 50 charms. Now mine are no duplicates whatsoever in my charms. They are not just a random hand mix of charms where you'll get 5 butterflies and 3 different dogs and 10 crosses and so on. You also get a booklet with meanings, plus you actually get my really involved charm reading course where I go into great depth on how you use charms for divination. So they are really good bang for buck, as we say here in Australia. And you can learn all about how to use these wonderful little pieces of metal that can forecast your future.